Computer. All right. Now we're starting. All right. Well, yeah. This is Kick Push Radio, DJ Poser, and I have here with me Stuck on 45 from Austin, Texas. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me, hanging out with me for this interview. And so,
Oh, thank
if we want to go around the room, I mean, Christopher, on my screen, you're at the bottom. So, if you want to start, introduce yourself and what you do in band and stuff like that.
you. I'm Christopher. I'm the guitarist and vocals for the band.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Whoever wants to go next.
you. Well, I'm Pickles. I am the other guitar player and vocalist for the band.
I'm Sandra, and I'm the bass player and I've been since I believe July 2021. Yeah, and I also do backup vocals, the occasional woo-ah and screams. Yeah.
Right on.
And I'm Jeremy Collins, and I play the drums. Back up a little bit. Play the triangle. No, I wish I played the triangle better.
Yeah. You should.
Sometimes a
You totally should.
cowbell, he always needs more.
Weirder things that happen. I played a theremin in a ska band once. So
Are you really?
Fishbone.
yeah,
Like a
yeah,
I have
that
always
was
wanted
fun.
to play a theremin, and
Yeah,
what
it was fun.
this-
Fun play.
So, is there any chance of you guys reuniting? Just simply for the fact that I
We
personally would love to see
yeah,
theremin in action in a ska
we
band.
talked about it. I need to get another one. I don't know. I sold it a while ago so I could buy a new bass, but I need to get another one day.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Speaking of basses, Sandra, do you still play with that coffin bass? Do you still?
I do,
Yeah.
and the story behind that bass, I was actually looking for a coffin case for my other bass.
Mm.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I don't really play my Fender P as much as I used to, but I found that, and it was designed by actually Sean sold from White Zombie. It was one of her
Really?
custom Schecter submissions. Yeah.
Oh,
And then when I
right
found
on.
out, I was just like, oh, I'll regret it for the rest of my life if I don't get this. It's really hard to find left-handed basses, especially something
Yeah,
custom like that. I was just like,
yeah, yeah.
ooh, so lucky find for me.
That's rad, rad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that definitely stands out. The first time I saw you guys play, that's the first thing I noticed, with that. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's awesome. So
I get a lot of comments on it, and really, like, the thing is with me, I feel like it plays me more than I play it. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it happened. So, how long have you guys? When did Stuck on 45 start? How long have you guys been around?
Um,
When did we first start like messing with it?
been 15
Um,
years since we've been together.
Mm.
So,
Well, we actually started in 2014 when I moved to Austin.
Mhm.
But it's now before that, so you guys were Chris, you and Jeremy were in California, correct?
well, yeah, we were in California and different bands. I was in a band called Spag, and Jeremy was in a band called the FCC. And long story short, we moved back here, and Jeremy had joined a band called Animal Train out of Austin. And me and my wife and my family moved down to Austin, and Jeremy got me in the band, and we did that for about a year, 2 years,
yeah.
and then he and I left that band, and we still wanted to keep playing. And around that time, we were talking with Christopher, who Chris and I had played in a band back in Denton in the day called the Agents of Goldstein, and he and I have
Oh,
been in other various bands together, and so we decided to start jamming together, and Stuck on 45 was born out
that's
of just
fun.
friendship.
Yeah, yeah.
We had a list of names for possible band names, and Stuck on 45 was one that got pulled out of the hat. So we stuck with it, and the meaning behind it. It doesn't stand for the 45th president. It doesn't stand for Highway 45.
Uh-huh.
It's actually based off the RPMs of a record, vinyl records, because we love vinyl records and we love collecting them. So
Yeah.
that's how we got our name. But yeah, like Chris said, we were in a band together from about 1998 to 2007, and then we split off for a bit. And Chris and Jeremy went to California, and I was in part of the band, part of the agents. They were called Beaver, and they were out of Denton. And I was there from probably 2011 to 2013. And it wasn't until 2014 that I made the move to Austin and hooked up with the guys and said, "Hey, let's keep on playing." And we've been playing ever since.
Right on. Very
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, we all like us three. Me and Chris met in Denton back in the days. So
Mhm.
I remember meeting agents of Goldstein, a lot of them who worked at a gas station, and I was at a band called Original Cliff, and we all just started playing together from that. Um, Bugsy
Right
and all these
on.
other bands that were our buddies. So
Yeah. It's funny. I've always called Denton mini Austin. It's funny. Denton always reminded me of like a little smaller version of Austin.
That's
It
right.
it's kind
Yeah,
of
just
funny in DFW, Dallas Fort Worth area. We have this like little triangle of Dallas, Fort Worth, and Denton. And you can tell the difference between a Denton band, a Fort Worth band, and a Dallas band, just
Mhm.
by listening to them. They each kind of have their sound. It's so weird that we're so close together, but it's so different, and everybody has their like different sound. So, it's
I
kind of
always
cool.
felt, yeah, I always felt like Jen was kind of reminded me a bit of Austin in the '90s. I grew up here,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I met these guys. I've known Christopher here for I guess 12 years now, 13
Yep,
years, something like
that's
that.
correct. Hmm.
Right
Yeah.
on.
And
Very
then
cool.
one day I came up to Kick Butt Coffee. It's a place that one of the local venues that we love to play.
Hmm.
Uh, and shout out to Ernie real quick. He's one of the best board ops sound engineers that this
Hmm.
town has. But
Yeah.
anyway, I came up to one of their shows and they're sitting outside and they're just like, "Hey, you interested in playing bass for Second 45?" And for a second I was like, "Oh, they're serious." I said, "Yes." Yes, I am.
Yeah. Right on.
And then
Huh.
Pickles made the switch to guitar, and I picked
Yeah.
up bass. And just pretty much, I think it was about a month after I officially joined, we went on tour.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was actually I just got home from band practice myself, and my bass player and I were talking about you guys, because he also is the bass player singer for Chumley's,
Oh,
um,
great.
and
Yeah.
and uh, we were talking because he I guess saw you guys a long time ago when you were just a three piece,
Mhm.
and he said that back then when you were a three piece, you guys would like switch instruments, like switch guitar and bass, like on stage or something. And I think the first time I saw you guys was that last Picklestock, and you guys were already, a four piece and all that. So is was that hard doing that, like having to switch instruments like mid show and stuff like that?
Yes and no. I mean, the only reason I thought it would be a little difficult is it was just it ate up some time on stage. But no, I mean, Chris and I are both, and Sandra even could switch from guitar and bass.
Mhm.
It's just we at that point we were just playing what was necessary. Some songs
Yeah.
I played guitar because that I wrote the guitar parts or whatever, and then we just kind of this. I think we were decided we wanted to add a fourth member,
Hmm.
so we didn't have to do that as much, and I
Yeah.
could switch over just to rhythm guitar, and or as I like to say, I play a short neck six string guitar or bass. Um, no, it's once Sandra fit in naturally with us,
Uh-huh.
band wise. It's like she's been part of our crew since the '90s. Um,
Right on.
and we all write music, and it's more of a family, not just a band. It's a family,
Right
Yeah.
and
on.
I think that's what made the transition to a four piece so easy.
Hmm. And I mean, that's the way it should be, because if you don't get along with your bandmates, and if it's not close to being a family, you're not going to last very long. You're not going to last long at all. So there's got to be that dynamic that it's more than a friendship kind of thing, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
for a band to like, be successful and work. So,
As
Oh
I
yeah,
like to say, it's like I gained, three great brothers, that look out for me.
yeah.
We look out for each other. It's even when we argue or quarrel a little bit, it's like, okay, I love you, sorry for
Yeah.
being a jerk,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I say, you got to have that family dynamic. I mean, unless you're like Oasis and the Gallagher brothers, I guess that doesn't work for them, but yeah. It worked for everybody else.
Or the Ramones or something like that.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
good times, bad times. I don't think I'd rather play music with anybody besides these three people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean that in itself is rare, to find, people that you click with that much, and can bond with. And so that's awesome. I think I think that definitely shows in your music and it shows like on stage as well, when you have that dynamic together. So it definitely shows. So
thank you.
Yeah.
what is the do you guys have any influences behind, Stuck on 45? Like any
Every yeah,
common
everything.
bands or what's that?
Oh, ooh, that's
Well,
good,
we
Jeremy.
all have our own. Like we all like the same stuff. We all like basically the same stuff. From anywhere from I mean, I like Propaganda. I like 15, Crimshine, all that kind of stuff. Screech and Weasel, and but then even like jazz and rock, of course, too. But everything.
Right on.
Yeah,
Danger, what's your or Chris? What's
yeah, I
yours?
listen. I mean, all our tastes are very eclectic. Everyone listens and grew up with different genres. I for one, grew up at in an age where Minor Threat and Fugazi were pretty big
Hmm.
in my world, as well as Sonic Youth. The dissonant sounds. And then the rawness of Youth Brigade was very pivotal in my playing, in guitar. So you can see that in our styles, and when we write songs together, we're flexible enough to make it work and
Yeah.
mesh together, and that's what makes us a band.
Yeah.
Right on.
And
Mhm.
as I mentioned before, Fugazi was definitely one of my influences. And then bands like the Minutemen, are one of my personal
Mm.
influences. And then you have, some of the 90s, early 2000s, Northwest punk and the Riot Girl kind of style sounds.
Yeah.
Like Bikini Kill, of course. And
Yeah.
then, anything from, as I like to call it, or a friend of mine actually pointed out, she's like, you have Billie Holiday and Slayer in the same playlist. And
Yeah.
so I have a love for music, that runs deep in mine. There's no
Yeah.
depths. And that's what I love about music in general, is that there's just always something more, something new, something to explore. And, Sonic Youth is another one of my influences as far as like lyrics and writing style.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm more of a poet, and I really kind of had to work on converting my style of writing from stream of consciousness and poetry into actual song format. And this is something that these guys have really helped me out with a lot. And
Right
I'm
on.
very forever grateful. They helped me grow as a musician and as a person.
Mhm.
Awesome.
For me, I mean, like they've all said, we do have a lot of crossovers with like bands like Minor Threat,
Yeah.
Bad Religion, say the Dead
Mm.
Kennedys, the
Yeah.
Circle Jerks, so on. For me, I grew up in the Midwest, so I got influenced by a lot of British punk, early British punk, the Damned, the Jam, the Buzzcocks,
Yeah.
Stiff Little Fingers, and then I also had the New York hardcore scene. So bands like,
Mhm.
well, they're not from New York, but Corrosion Conformity, DRI, Anthrax, Sick of It
Right.
All, the
Mhm.
Cro-Mags, Misfits. And then I also grew up in a family that listened to a lot of jazz,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of jazz.
Right
So,
on.
yeah, I'll play Slayer and then put on Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass right after it, and then after
Yeah.
that, you got the Dayglow Abortions and SNFU. Um, so it's well, some of our influences may vary. There's enough similarities, and we all bring our different musical backgrounds to the table,
Yeah.
and it's just like this beautiful stew that gets made.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
Right
magic.
on.
It's musical magic is what I call it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the way you describe that. Yeah.
That's
And Crass is another one of my,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
all-time favorites. The writing, of course, it's really, what speaks to me. I mean, musically too. Even some people say, "God, Cross is so annoying," and I'm like, but
yeah.
I love it. And maybe that's the point, is to get you to listen. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and then
personally don't
Yeah,
find it
yeah.
annoying. I just find it, there's an
Yeah.
abrasive edge that's refreshing to me, and it's kind of timeless. And a lot of music
Yeah.
I listen to, I feel that way about, I'm passionate about in some form or another. Sometimes it's, I mean, of course, being hard of hearing,
Mhm.
having to like go in and find lyrics back in the day. That was a lot harder, back in
Yeah.
like late 80s, early 90s, having to figure out, okay, what are they saying? Just like,
Yeah.
I want to know, I love the music, but I got to know what the lyrics are. Right. So there's this like excitement where I have to decode, you know. So I don't know if there's any other musicians out there that struggle a little bit, that have the, mid-range frequency hearing loss that I have. But no, you're not alone if that is the
Oh, no,
case.
not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I mean, it is kind of, I mean, I'm tone deaf, so that, kind of, and I'm a bass player too, so it kind of hinders me sometimes, being tone deaf. Like I've never been able to tune my own bass without a tuner or anything. So yeah, it just sounds like shit out of tune if I tried it
Well,
without a
I
tuner.
think that's
So
something that can be learned, and I think
yeah.
I've heard quite a few people say that about themselves, that they're tone deaf. And it's like, well, can you hear the difference between, what a minor and major chord is? Like, can you hear, like some people might say, oh, this sounds sad or dissonant. And to me, it's like if you can hear music in itself and you can feel like it's hard for me to describe in words, but
Mhm.
I think it's something that can be learned, like practicing sight
Yeah.
singing, ear training, stuff like that. I had, a little bit of music background just from like, and actually my first instrument in middle school was the flute.
Oh wow.
Well, instrument. So,
Yeah.
so I kind of had to learn how to read sheet music and, and not everybody's had that experience, but
Yeah.
I think anybody can, that within reason. Whether or not you believe you're tone deaf, I believe we
Yeah.
all have the ability to grow and expand, or maybe if it was whatever works for you works.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you love what you do,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
that's what's most important of all, is that right here, nobody can take that passion, that
Right.
core
For sure.
connection away. You know.
Yeah, that's what I always said, especially with music, skateboarding, art, anything. If you're not having a lot of fun and you don't love it, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're so yeah, that's all it is to it. So, um, tell me, you guys, do you guys have any like super memorable show, like something like a show that you guys play that was just, the best, the funnest show you've ever played or anything?
I, I think they're all super fun, but the,
Yeah.
the last one we played was super fun. It was like
Uh-huh.
almost had like the house party kind of feel, but it was a small little. It was with the caves in
Yeah, yeah.
Arlington. That was super fun.
Right
Caves
on.
Lounge, yeah, we played
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a band actually from Denton called Diabetes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
know
was
that.
gonna say how they spelled it. Beetus.
Yeah, it's like DIE dash B
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Uh,
But
oh no, every show's memorable. I mean, that's a hard question. I mean, ones that stick on my mind. Opening for TV 1984 was a blast. Monsters.
yeah.
Um, Opening for 30 Foot Fall.
oh
Uh,
wow.
Oh, that was amazing. That was
Yeah.
yeah. Talk about
getting
like having that like younger days of like that excitement, that almost not starstruck, but just like wow, I never thought I'd be opening for this band that I loved and listened to
Mhm.
for 20 years, right?
Never
So
thought I'd be opening for the band that got me in school suspension for wearing their shirt to Catholic high school.
right.
That was the Negro
That's
abortion.
awesome.
Um,
That's right.
but I don't know, Chris.
I mean, you guys I pointed those out already. 30 Foot Fall and Dayglow abortions, of course. I since we started in 2014, there have been many numerous memorable moments.
Mhm.
Not only here in Texas, but also playing in Shreveport.
Mhm.
Going around playing in Texarkana.
Yeah.
It's just not only the bands that we played with, but
Yeah.
also the places we played with.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
getting out of Austin is great to just go to
Yeah.
Houston and go to Corpus and play down there
Yeah.
at Boozer's. Those are the memorable experiences that I enjoy, because the bands are all that's the icing on the cake right there. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and some of the bands that are there's been a few times, where one of the guys, is in touch with other bands, sometimes from Denton, as an example, that I had never gotten the joy of discovering before, and then we're on the same bill, and I'm like, oh, this is a new band for me to explore. This is great, and I go and listen to their stuff. I'm like, oh my god, I get to play with, it's just endless. And this is the part of the joy of it all. It's like, if I'm not putting together a show and one of the guys puts together something and it's a band I don't know, I just say, yes to everything. I trust their judgment. I trust, what they, decide and who they connect with. Just as they have afforded me the same when I say, hey, here's these guys are interested in playing, here's their page, here's their link, to their music. And it's just like, let's do it, and I gotta say, like, this has been refreshing. Like every show we play, there's something that I take away from it that inspires me. I go home that night feeling like, this is the point. No matter what's going on in the outside world, no matter how terrible things may seem,
Mhm.
this is the reason that I get out of bed every day. It
Right
really
on.
is. Sorry, I keep interrupting and talking
No, 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 you're good.
but
And one thing, like Sandra joined the band right before we went on tour, and she just like fit right in, so right out of the gate. And
Mhm.
one more, like I had a little hiatus from the band, then I rejoined, and we played like a Burning Man thing, and that was pretty amazing too.
Oh
Just
wow.
oh
camping and
yeah,
playing.
Right on.
yeah. That's when you guys played Mischievia, right? Is that?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
and
when we played Mischievia.
and then the following year we got the Chumleys to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
The Chumleys are great. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think the year after that, we got Booth to play.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
Booth.
consecutively.
And
So
I love Booth. And actually, Ray was working at Caves the other night when we played.
Oh, very cool.
Booth. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. She's
Awesome.
great.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, what some shows that you guys have coming up? Do y'all have anything scheduled yet or anything in the books?
Next scheduled show, I do believe, is March 8th at Flamingo Cantina. It's an unofficial South by show,
Mhm.
but we're getting more details on that.
Okay.
We're looking to book a show in February.
Right on.
Um, and then we got, yeah, I mean, that's what we have booked right now.
Yeah. It, oh, that Flamingo Cantina, I love that place. Not the band I'm in now, but the band I used to be in, the ska band, actually. I played a theremin in.
Yeah.
We were talking about favorite shows. That by far was my favorite show that I played with them was at Flamingo Cantina when we played there. So that place is a blast. I love that
Right.
place.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to hear a little bit more about your bands.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the band I'm in now, we're just a Dead Milkman tribute band, the Beelzebubas. So yeah. And
That's so
yeah.
great. I love
We'll be,
it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll definitely be, seeing you guys in August. I know that for sure. So we'll talk a little bit about more of that in a minute. Um, but how many albums do you guys have out right now? I mean, if you're recording
We've two,
two
um,
albums, okay,
two
full
albums.
length or
Yeah, the first one was called RPM, and that was done before Sandra joined the band when we were a three-piece. And then
okay,
we just put out a new album on Wise Ass Records called Safety Third,
okay,
um, available on vinyl, green, splatter green, and then splatter blue.
really?
Yeah,
And it plays on 45 RPM.
That's rad. And y'all still have those available, or they're
yep.
still
We
okay?
do.
You
I'm gonna
can
have to
get
snag
them.
one for sure.
You can get them at the shows,
Okay,
or they are available on Wise Ass Records website,
okay.
along with their bands
We
like
want
the Butts and Worm Suicide and Shucks and
Yes, a lot of
All
great
amazing
local
bands.
bands here in Austin, and we
Yeah,
played with all of them. And I gotta say, you know, Walter Spancher Fox, they're amazing. They're very heavy,
Hmm.
very just very powerful. I mean, each of those bands do. Worm Suicide has a lot of the theatrical and engagement, crowd engagement that
Yeah.
I love. And then
Yeah. Guys,
you have
those guys
Marla
are amazing
Strange.
live. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then Marla Strange is a two piece. They're just they inspire me every time I see them. But here, I'll put
Mhm.
the link to this here in the chat
Yeah,
to
yeah.
our LP. But also, if you
Cool.
go to just the Wise Ass Records page, you can check out all the bands that are on this label. And
Okay.
yeah, and
Uh,
the Bus were one of the first bands I got to play with.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and
I saw I got to see the Butts once when they came here and played in Dallas. So
oh yeah,
mhm.
where'd they? Which venue did they play?
They played at Three Links.
Oh,
Um,
cool. Yeah, I've been hearing so much about and I've
Yeah,
never played
yeah.
there, but
And at the time when they came, their old drummer, I guess previous drummer, Jimmy, he also plays in a Dallas band from Parts Unknown. And both
no
of them
way.
played. So he
Yeah,
played with the Butts and then he played with From Parts Unknown on the same bill, on the same show. And
I
that
had
the
no idea.
he's
Yeah.
Jimmy is probably the best drummer I've ever seen in my life. Like hands down, that guy is fucking amazing. Like that guy's a beast on drums. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like the Butts, I mean, I have one of their vinyls, so yeah, in my collection. But so I
It's
know
just
Dallas, Dallas scene, a lot of the bands, it's just one big family here. Like, you're talking about Diabetes, Booth, Chumleys, all those guys. We're all like, good friends. We're all like a family. Is it like that in Austin as well? I mean, is it
Oh yeah.
kind of like the same dynamic?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a fairly tight knit community down here.
Hmm.
Everybody knows everybody knows everybody. And pretty much if somebody needs something or somebody needs somebody to have somebody fill in for them, be an individual member or a band.
Hmm.
You just have to put the word out and everybody steps up.
Right on. Very cool.
um,
That's
and one of the Sandra plays in Trump Card too. That's one of our bands
really.
that we love. And she is amazing in that band. I think they have a new singer now. I think too, like a different singer.
Yeah, yeah. Shannon, and
Yeah.
she's basically what we call Scrotus version 2.0.
Right.
And
Yeah, I got to see them last time I came and went to Picklestock. So yeah, yeah,
oh yeah,
that's a
see,
fun band. They're really
yeah,
fun.
yeah. It's great. It's cathartic, and
Hmm.
could very well get us into a lot of trouble, especially these
Yeah.
days. But I
Huh.
guess that's part of the point is to keep exercising our freedoms to do as we can while we can.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, and another thing that I think is worth mentioning is like during like during COVID or kind of like when it was video only COVID time, and then we that was when we kind of like our staple place began again with Kick Butt, and so we have a lot of bands
Mhm.
that we play with at Kick Butt,
Yeah.
and they're just that's a whole family right there, like Sandra was saying earlier
Hmm.
with just the people who work there and all that, Ernie and all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a rad venue. I've only been once the time I came to Picklestock, but I really like it. I mean, I know a lot of Dallas bands are always talking about it. They're always talking about wanting to go play, and how much fun they have playing there. So that's definitely I know like a really good venue, like fun venue out there though. And of course, I like it because, I'm old and grumpy and hate traffic, and I like it that it's in far North Austin, and I don't have to drive into Austin to get there. So,
It is a nice spot, a little oasis
mhm.
venue outside of the downtown area.
Right,
And granted,
right.
there's venues I love playing downtown. Like Valhalla's been one of my more favorite spots that hasn't shut down, and hopefully they won't. Crossing fingers, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Some of the best venues have gone away, but keep it
Hmm.
alive as much as we can by continuing to do what we do.
Right on.
Yeah,
So,
so
mhm,
the music in Austin is very segmented. There are different genres. You got pop punk down there, you have
mhm.
ska, you have oi, you have skate. But I noticed the difference between that and DFW is the DFW has more crust, hardcore, post punk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
up there.
I've
So
noticed that too.
you see the differences in the two in the two, but in the end, it's also about the booking. It's all about the community.
Mhm.
Even though there are different genres out there, that it's all about putting the shows together because that's what punk rock is all about. It's all about DIY. And that
Mhm.
it's been going on for forever, and
Yeah.
and it's also about keeping in touch, keeping up with the pulse of the city, where punk rock is at, and
Yeah.
that's what I notice
And it's just,
in different venues.
Right on.
I also feel like it's, part of it's a community thing too,
Yeah.
it's a mutual aid, and being stronger together. I really, really feel like that's very important, especially these days and
Mhm.
times, and it's like no matter what style of music you play, we're in this together. And I feel like if we work together, we can book some amazing shows where it's like you have this broad spectrum of sound.
Mhm.
You have somebody opening this kind of got more of like a melodic pop, crossover kind of sound to then your next one and kind of have this like graduated to a skate punk kind of sound. And then you have
Mhm.
a hardcore act. I mean, I think I like to look at shows as like an adventure, so
Yeah.
it's like when I go to a show and I'm having this experience and it's just,
Yeah.
and I'm part of that, whether or
Yeah.
not I'm
Yeah.
on the stage, I feel like I'm included. And it's, I think that's key. I think there's
Absolutely.
some magic, as Pickle was saying, it's
Mhm.
magic,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Sure. So, for Stuck on 45, you guys, are you guys recording right now, or did you just finish recording? No.
Well, we still have that EP. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I'll let
Yeah. That's the hardest part about
Uh-huh.
anything, being in a band is finding the time to not only get together but to record. It took
Yeah.
us a minute to get that first album out. We had been a band already established, and I think it took us about 4 to 6 years to get that first album out.
Yeah.
And then after that, it took us another couple of years to get this newest album,
Mhm.
Safety Third, out. It's and touching back on writing the songs. All of us wrote the songs. Before Sandra, there were songs like Chris Pickles had written Mr. Rogers, Death by Vape, and 40 Punks. I wrote songs like Adult Coloring Book or Disillusioned, and then you have Jeremy that wrote Cha Cha, Cha Cha Cha, and then on this newest album, Safety Third, Sandra wrote So How Are You Feeling Today? That's one of the songs that I'm very proud of that we did together,
Mhm.
and it's a wonderful song. So we're not done yet, because I'm so anxious and I love new stuff. And we all love new stuff, and we're just working towards getting an EP out. We do want to put a
Mhm.
7 inch out with Half as Bad
mhm.
coming up. It's a cover song. We're actually
Mhm.
covering one of their songs
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
called
Yeah.
Shelf, and they're going to cover one of our songs called 40 Punks. So
Right on.
yeah, it's going to be a limited edition release. I'm getting the funds together because I have a friend who cuts records in
Uh-huh.
Tucson, Arizona. He's really good at what he does, and he does short orders. So I'm going to have him do this 7 inch because I really would like to see it. It's very unique
Uh-huh.
because not only is it a record, but it's also a CD. It can play as a CD. So get ready.
Which is
It's going to be very.
amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It is amazing. So the timeline. We're going to try to get it done this spring.
Right on.
In conjunction with planning our mini tours because all of us work during
Mhm.
the week, so it's very the weekends are the best for us to try to do 2 day shows at this
Uh-huh.
point because we do want to promote this record and we do want to put out new music as well. So just stay
Right
tuned
on.
on that.
Um, so this new one, do you guys have a release date yet, or is it projection?
No, for the one we're
Mhm.
planning on recording. No, we don't have a release
Mhm.
date for that yet.
Okay. All right.
Got a couple people that have offered to record us.
Yeah. Going back to that the idea you were talking about doing the split with the other band, you cover their songs, they cover your songs. I think that's a great idea. No Effects and Rancid did that. They did
Yeah,
a
Yes,
the
split
old
with
B,
yes,
that.
was
And
it
I remember
BYO
that.
series splits? That's where
yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of got the idea from,
Oh, yeah.
is
I
because
think that's an amazing idea. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love when
yeah, I
bands do
love
that.
that. I love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
album too. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah.
rad. So
yeah, I had that one, and then I was it Jughead's Revenge. I think did a
uh-huh,
split with Strung Out.
uh-huh.
So yeah, it was a fun series.
Right
So,
on.
but that's
Hmm.
where we got the idea,
Yeah.
and their version of our song is amazing, and doing our take on. I mean, it's
Mhm.
any remake or cover, or when you learn somebody else's song, if you just make it that it's yours,
Hmm.
do it your
Right
style.
on.
Yeah, it's like that this band in Austin called Worm Suicide.
Yeah.
The singer Pablo had written lyrics for this song called "Babies Ruin Bands." And
Yeah.
he made a compilation where you had 12 to 14 bands
Uh-huh.
taking the lyrics and making their own song out of it.
Hmm.
It's the
That's
same
rad.
lyrics, yes.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's available on Wise Ass Records, and I think you can hear it. You can stream that album too,
I can
as
check that
well
out.
as you can
Yeah.
stream our new album,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
both our albums.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
the weird thing is that I'm not playing drums in that, right? That's Dan, but I'm playing it on that album with Skink, which has Bondbreaker, G, and some of Animal Train and all. So it's kind of a
Oh
it's
yeah.
really amazing album.
Right on.
Yeah, when Jeremy was on his hiatus, Dan from Madeline, who's a longtime friend of ours, and the father of all my later babies, um, he filled in for he's our G string drummer when Dan's not available.
Right on. Huh.
Um, we skip a B C D. We just get right to the G string
Yeah. Okay.
because it's
So,
Dan.
so moving on. Let's talk a little bit about Pickle Fest. Picklestock, sorry, Picklestock.
Picklestock,
Yeah.
yes.
I
I
keep wanting to
call
call
them
it Pickle
Pickle
Fest,
Fest
my
too.
bad.
I've heard Pickle Fest, Pickle Palooza. Pickle stock is basically, I hate birthday parties, and
Uh-huh.
so every year, what, Chris? We started doing this when we were back in the Agents of Goldstein,
Uh-huh.
um, over 20 years ago, and well, go over close to 30 years now. But so instead of throwing a party, I just wound up with throw a show, and it just kept growing and growing and growing, and um. So yeah, every year instead of that's what we do is I put the word out saying, "Hey, I'm booking this at this time," and then I just see who wants to play. It's basically the reason I put it together is, like I said, hate birthday parties, but it's a way for me to give back to all the bands that we've played with over the last year, or bands that I've heard when out seeing other shows that I'm like, holy crap, I like these guys. I want to give them an opportunity to play. Um, and the whole thing behind Pickle Stock is everybody gets paid an equal cut. Um, no matter if you're the opening band on day one or the Beelzebub who are closing out day two this year,
Uh-huh.
um, everybody makes an equal amount. Out of town bands get a little more because to help with gas, but it's just how I give back to the people that help me do what I like to do, which is play music. Um,
Right on.
so it doesn't matter your your sound, what your scene is, your style. We've had thrash bands, hip hop artists, a
Mhm.
Scottish comedian.
Oh,
Um,
right on.
had a band called Wonk Unit out of England videotape and record their set and send it over, just because that's a band I discovered through some friends of mine over there, and it's kind of expensive to get bands over from England.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
But they put together a mini set and we played it. I think that was the year you came down. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, because I
so
remember because yeah, because I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
Wonk, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I do. I think I do remember that.
So that was 2021. No, 2022. Right?
that's the year I turned 50. Um, but and
Wait,
Chris
you're
has been
50 and
along.
you're not 12? No.
No, right. Um, Chris has been along for the ride too. The whole time we've done this, he's been helpful beyond belief with keeping me level headed on not having 500 bands play in a 2 day period. You know, helps me with the artwork and the promotions, and
Mhm.
Sandra and Jeremy do the same thing. It's so that's what we do in August. This year it's Friday, July 31st, Saturday, August 1st at Kick Butt. This will be the 10th year it's been at Kick Butt.
Okay.
And
Wow. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Time
That's so
flies.
rad.
time flies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but Chris,
So go ahead.
yeah, just yeah, Eric, just to give you a
Mhm.
little, story behind Picklestock. It really started at in 1998
Mhm.
in Denton, and
Okay.
we have footage from that first show, and that's back when I was playing drums and Chris was on bass.
Mhm.
With Agents of Goldstein, and we played on this lot on the corner of Oak and Fry. It used to
Mhm.
be the old Delta Lodge lot before they built a new house there, and
Mhm.
that's where it all started. Before
Wow.
bands were getting paid, it was a party. It
Yeah.
was Pickle's birthday party, so
Yeah.
that's what it was in honor of. It was for him, and
Yeah.
we put shows together. Now, that's not to say that it's been consecutive, but throughout the years. But yes,
Yeah.
we've played. The years that we have. We have put it together, and it's coalesced eventually into Austin. And it's been playing in Austin since 2014. But
Right
yeah,
on.
we played numerous venues in Denton.
Uh-huh.
For Picklestock, I believe Rip Shack was another place in Denton. It was a long time ago, but yeah, that's where our roots are from. We played shows there. We played at Bruce Hall in UNT
Mhm.
1 year, and it's just we've had fun throughout the whole time.
That's
Hmm.
crazy. Yeah. Oh,
It
that's
was like
awesome.
at UNT it was Bruce Hall and it was the punk rock weenie roast first. That's where I first met you guys, I think, and then didn't wasn't Picklestock also at Bull McCabe's one year? I don't think I went to that one.
When we started, okay, yeah. So there was a brief lapse between when I moved to California and then moved back to Texas, and we Pickle started up again when Stuck on 45 got going, and so the first few years here in Austin, it would be at Bull McCabe's down on Red River, and then when they closed, it got moved to just moved to Kick Butt Coffee, and they have just been wonderful about hosting it every year. They go out of their
Mhm.
way to make you know sure all the bands are taken care of.
Right on.
They do a good job on promoting that
Yeah.
show, um, and the whole like Jeremy said, the whole staff there are they're
Yeah.
pretty much family to us.
Right on.
Yeah, they're great and they're supportive and like, as exhausting I imagine it must be, to hold down a 2 day festival,
Mhm.
and service. I mean, the attitude and the spirit is just it's admirable and appreciated.
Right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so right. I when I went, I had such a good time. It was great. I love the setup. I love how there's two stages right there. So,
Yeah.
one band's
Mm-hmm.
playing and the next band is setting up. When they finish, it's just like a seamless rotation, and I think it works out perfectly. It's a perfect venue for it.
Oh
And
So,
it's
yeah,
live
and
stream.
I like to encourage vendors.
uh
Last year we had some vendors selling their art and craftsware.
right on.
Um, Hopefully this year, a person that we all know that likes to do tattoo work who doesn't want to be named on the air. I'm trying to talk her into uh, doing tattoos. That she was going to do some tattoos at Picklestock last year, and she had designs, but
Oh.
see about doing it this year.
Is it someone from around my area from here?
Yes, it is.
I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
I'll talk to her. I'll talk her into it.
Choo
Uh,
Uh,
choo.
and if I named, hopefully, I didn't name someone. That didn't.
No, you no, no,
No,
we didn't hear
no,
Okay.
any names.
no
Okay.
names. No names will be
No
mentioned,
names.
but I know who you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Yeah.
she's definitely an awesome person.
Mhm.
And
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't
oh
think I said anyone. So I just want to
no,
make
you did it. That person, by the way, Chris said she didn't run into you, and I've got a copy of the record for her, waiting for her when she needs it, and we'll let her pick out which color of the record she wants.
yeah.
Right on.
And if she
So,
can't decide, she can have both.
Wink, wink.
all right. So, I got a couple of minutes left. We're kind of, running short on time here.
Yeah.
Make sure I have on time. So, for the big reveal, now can we reveal the lineup starting with
Ah,
Friday,
yes. This
Saturday?
year's lineup in no particular order of who's playing what day, but we'll start at the bottom and work top. We've got Booth, Counterspell, the
Yeah.
Beelzebubs, Trump Card, Chris Toast and the Jerks, Marla Strange, Shafux, Society's Joke, Sa- Sandwich, um, Last to Know, Thy Kingdom Scum, The Chumleys, Falling Knives, Anti-Rad, The Two Watts, Worm Suicide, Stuck on 45, and from Houston, The Mighty SA.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be such an amazing lineup. It's gonna be so fun. I'm
And
super
there's
stoked
always
for
the
that.
potential a band or two may get added.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um,
Oh, is it essay is essay, right? Is essay from essay? Or are they
Yes,
sorry.
No, essay from Houston. Yeah.
SA, SA. I don't think any of what didn't one of them live in San Antonio at a point at one
Yeah.
point, but yeah,
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I could be wrong, actually. Well, I know that Chris lived,
yeah.
was driving
Okay.
in from Houston. He was living in Houston, I believe, at one point. I could
yeah.
be wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Right on.
But
That's so rad. Yeah, I mean that's
Yep.
it's so
we did it.
rad, it's perfect blend of like, the DFW bands and Austin bands to come in. I
Mm.
mean, oh man, it's gonna be a blast. It's so much fun.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. So
and
thank
I
you for
love the.
doing this.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having us, and thank you for
Yeah,
playing, and thank
Yeah.
yeah,
you
for
to
sure.
everybody that in Dallas and Austin and San Antonio and all over Texas that come to the show. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's all about supporting the bands.
Yes.
Right on.
And I'm
I'm
really
saying,
looking forward to seeing you guys play again, for sure.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah. We're so excited.
And
Yeah,
some
yeah. It's just gonna be fun.
promotion for
So
sure.
maybe you could bring a theremin in just for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Bitch and Camaro with
Yeah.
Airman.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh my God. That would be amazing. Yeah. Thank you for that. We might just have to do something with that. Oh, that's rad.
Great
Um,
ideas. Sometimes they're bad
yeah.
ones, and sometimes the seemingly bad ones are great
Yeah. Yeah.
ideas. And I think in this case, it's a great idea. But that's
Yeah.
just me.
But I was always I got some weird shit with the theremin because I had a one called the theremin and it had different tones and different pitches I could change it to, almost like a synthesizer. And I figured
Awesome.
out the deeper tones, I could add a wall pedal to it. So I could even
Ah,
distort those and make it just sound like you feel like you're on mushrooms, when you hear this shit going on with
wow.
like a wall
Nice.
pedal and everything. So yeah, I might
Amazing.
have to bring that back.
I remember seeing the Fishbone guy, and then also Black Flag, Greg Gin Gin. I don't know, potato
Again,
potato, but I saw him do it for a long time, which was really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge
Oh,
Fishbone fan, so that's where,
oh
of course,
yeah,
where I got the idea and the inspiration
yeah.
was from Fishbone. So
Fishbone,
definitely,
another
yeah.
one. Absolutely.
Right. Okay, well, yeah, unfortunately, we're about out of time, so I'm gonna have to edit this up. So real quick before we go, if somebody wants to check out Stuck on 45 and Picklestock, where can they find you?
stuck. Well, we have our Facebook page. You can also check us out on Instagram, and any downloading service for our music. And the Picklestock page will be coming up soon.
Yeah, we have a link tree link on our band page, and it's
Okay.
connected to all our social media.
Yeah.
Right on.
We're on all social media platforms from YouTube to Twitter to Instagram to TikTok. But yes, whatever fits your needs, we're on there.
Right on.
Here, I'm putting the link to our link tree in the
Right
chat
on.
here as
And
well.
I'm
You
gonna put
too.
this when I so this episode. I mean, of course, when by the time people listen to this, it's gonna be a couple of weeks later. But just for so you guys are aware, I'm probably gonna air this episode in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because of course, my
Great.
show's live every Monday. So look at my calendar again. We're still in February. So February 16th is probably you know what?
Valentine's Day weekend.
I was about to say, because I always do a Valentine's Day special. I'll do my Valentine's Day special the week before. So yeah, on the 16th, I'm gonna go ahead and, this is when it'll be aired. So yeah.
Cool.
And
Nice.
also, I'd love to
Stacy
promote your
Third would be a
show.
perfect album to play on Valentine's Day special. I mean, what says love besides Safety Third?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always have a big thing and always play, specific love song or anti-love songs, however you want to do it, like on there. So always do a big thing for Valentine's Day.
Like John Milkman's "If You Love Somebody and
Yeah.
Set Them
So
on
Oh,
Fire."
yeah,
set them on
that's
fire.
every year that song's on there.
Some kind of love, misfits.
Drunk Girls on the new album.
Yep.
Yeah. Right on. Well,
But
cool. Again, thank you guys very much for this. I
thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And I'm
Yeah,
stoked to see you guys soon. I'm stoked to play with you guys and see you in
same.
Picklestock and everything. So, yeah.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Don't go anywhere. Instagram, I'm going to stop the recording.